of God has been created in righteousness and holiness of the truth. Oh, there it is. It is on the screen behind me. Wonderful. So last week we talked about the first part of that verse, putting on our new self, and what that looked like and what that required and what that really demanded, I guess, of us. And this week we're going to finish the rest of that verse and talk about the last portion of it, the second portion of it. We're going to start with, in the likeness and image of God has been created. So when you're looking at that sentence or that fragment of a sentence, you have to go all the way back to Genesis, right? That sentence is referring all the way back to Genesis when God said, "Let us make man, male and female, in our image." And so the man was created, woman was created in the image of God. And then we all know the story, right? Adam and Eve, they decided that they wanted to eat from the tree of the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil, even though God told them you can have anything else in this garden. Everything else of it is yours except that one tree. And they were like, you know what? We want everything and the tree. And so they ate the fruit from the tree, and we all know the rest of the story. Really, it's a lot, of a struggle like we face today. Right? God tells us, He gives us all these wonderful things that we can have, and He asks us to say no to certain things, say no to things that don't bring honor to Him, say no to things that will eventually bring us disappointment, regret, and shame. And yet too often, people in this world, people that we know, even ourselves, we choose the thing that God told us to not choose. So Adam and Eve, they're not that much different than us. They chose the thing they weren't supposed to, and it corrupted the image of God that was placed in Adam and Eve. And therefore, it was corrupted until the end of time. But God said, you know what, I need to fix this. And so then God came along and He sent Jesus to die on the cross and give us a grace and mercy and forgiveness of sins, and give us the opportunity to have a new person, to be a new creation, to put on our new self like we talked about last week. And what that is it's not necessarily just a new thing that God is doing in this moment. It actually refers to the recovery of the original created image. So the really cool thing about it is it's all connected. It's all interwoven. It's connected to Genesis 1 all the way through Revelation, where the fact of the matter is that the image of God was corrupted. Jesus came and gave us recovery for that original created image of God. And so then holiness, the original holiness, is recovered. We have been recovered and given the opportunity to go back to that place of the original creation where we were created in His image. And so we get restoration. It's a spiritual birth and rebirth. Now, I do want to say that there is a nuance here that I think we need to see. It isn't simply, the recreation, or it isn't simply, a restoration of what was done in Genesis with Adam and Eve. In reality, it is a reflection of that. It is a restoration and a recovery of that. But when God comes into your life and Jesus comes into your life, He does something new. So you have been given a new creation. You are not a renovation. I'm doing some renovation at our house right now, and we have a whole bunch of the house that is torn up. Most of it is not finished. There's a lot of it that needs to be repainted and redone and this stuff. God doesn't come in and, fix up the house and leave the old foundation and the old walls and the old studs and just put new sheetrock and new tape and mud over the top of it, new paint. No, God comes in and He recreates everything and makes you new. It is a reflection of the first creation. It is a reflection of the first, the first created image of God in Adam and Eve. But He comes into your life and He remakes you and He makes you new. You have been given a newness of life, a new creation. You are new when you accept Jesus Christ. The thing about it is, we are not a product of our self-culture. We are something created by God when we accept Jesus as our personal Lord and Savior. Oftentimes, I think we feel like that it's something we have done. I have done this. It is my fault. It is my